Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Thursday, February 21st, 2019. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris and the federal government has accepted more than a dozen broad-based recommendations presented by the St. Kitts and Nevis National Marijuana Commission in its final report to the Cabinet on the way forward for the use of marijuana in the country. The Commission's report was presented to the Office of the Prime Minister on Thursday, January 10th, 2019. This was followed by a meeting between cabinet members and members of the commission on Monday, February 18th in Nevis, where several of the recommendations were further deliberated. In practical terms, Prime Minister Harris said his cabinet will consider and consult further on creating the framework for the use of cannabis for medicinal purposes and for the development of the medical cannabis industry in St. Kitts and Nevis. The Prime Minister notes, however, that those found with less than 15 grams of cannabis or growing less than 5 plants would receive ticketable offences only, and their criminal record would not reflect adversely with respect to these. Those currently in prison on convictions for small amounts of 15 grams should have their sentences reviewed, and anyone convicted for such small amounts would have their conviction records appropriately cleared up. At the Wednesday, February 20th sitting of the National Assembly, Prime Minister Harris thanked the members of the National Marijuana Commission for the quality of their final report, which he says has established important signposts and given guidance to the government. He stated that this approach of widespread consultation on a controversial issue such as cannabis adopted by this government will become the model for addressing such issues in a modern democratic society such as St. Kitts and Nevis. The Nevis Literary and Debating Society is preparing to defend its title in the 47th Annual Leeward Islands Debating Competition, LIDC. Jerriella Liebert is the society's president.
This year, the competition will be held in Antigua from February 27th to March 4th, and we hope to win the title once again, making it 3 times in a row. We would therefore like to thank the general public in Nevis and St. Kitts for your unwavering support, both morally and financially, to facilitate our participation in this year's competition. Whether it was for our Christmas caroling, popcorn sales, car washes, bake sales, lunches, breakfast, the raffle, or the Valentine's Day event, we are very grateful. Again, we thank you and we look forward to your continued support.
At a press briefing on Wednesday, the team of debaters who will represent Nevis was introduced to the public.
My name is Patrice Nesbitt II. I am a 4th form student here at Charleston Secondary School, and this is my first year traveling with the team Nevis, and I look forward to it as we will bring home the trophy to Nevis once again.
My name is Dahlia Slack, and I am a student of the Nevis Sixth Form College. This year, our intention is to bring home the trophy once again.
My name is Kervincia Webb, and I am a student at the Nevis Sixth Form College. This is the first year that I'll be debating, and I'm very excited to represent my island in this year's Leeward Islands debating competition.
My name is Delcia Burke, and I was on the champion team last year, and I am again on the champion team this year, as we will bring back the trophy to Nevis.
My name is Azza Williams. I am a student of the Nevis Sixth Form College, and I am excited to be on the debating team this year where we will take home the trophy.
Hello, my name is Zidan Wilkin, and I'm a 5th form student of the Charlestown Secondary School, and this is my first time on the team, and it's also a privilege to be on this team, and I can assure you that we will be coming back with this trophy.
The Nevis Literary and Debating Society continues to seek sponsors to contribute to the team's participation in the LIDC in Antigua.
I would like to thank the following businesses and persons that have sponsored our team's participation thus far: Ministry and Department of Education, Ministry of Youth and Sports, Nevis Multi-Line Services, Sugar Industry Diversification Foundation, Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, Joseph Rowe, National Caribbean Insurance Company Limited, AMS Trustees Nevis Limited, Kelzick, Wilkin and Ferdinand, St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank, Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, CIBC First Caribbean International Bank, Kitishan Food Services, Liberd Law, The Finnish Touch Limited, Abititi Bank, Brownhill Communications, Giselle Clark Theron, Reliable Motors Limited, SL Husford Nevis Limited, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, Mr. Theodore Hobson, Moore Smiles Dentistry, Hammer-On Services, Compassionate Touch, Nisbet Plantation, Michelle's Candy Bouquets and more, Gerald Egg Farm, Daly's Egg Farm, the Nevis Abattoir, Department of Agriculture, Homestyle Catering, RSJ Enterprises, and A1 Farm. I am making an appeal to the corporate community to come on board as we are still seeking sponsorship towards our team's participation. If you would like to make a donation, kindly make checks payable to the Nevis Literary and Debating Society, or you can bring directly to the Nevis Sixth Form's office.
As defending champion, Team Nevis will automatically advance to the semi-final round on Saturday, March 2nd, when they will come up against the winner of Debate 3. The mood, the lack of trust in our own people, is the main reason the majority of CARICOM states are yet to adopt the Caribbean Court of Justice as their final court. On the final night, the mood will be Caribbean countries have not done enough to afford the LGBTQ community the same legal rights and protections as other citizens. In observance of Black History Month, the Department of Community Development, in collaboration with the St. Thomas's Parish Festival Committee, will be hosting a poetry night dubbed Poetry with Fashion and Song. Denicia Smithen, Community Development Officer for St. Thomas's Parish, told us the purpose of hosting the event as well as what it would entail.
In November, we usually have poetry night, and we decided to have one for February. And so instead of sticking strictly to poetry, we decided to incorporate singing, dancing, and fashion. We are trying to continue to uphold the cultural values and traditional heritage in our communities, and also we have a lot of interested persons who usually partake in poetry evenings and the activities that we have at the department in terms of showcasing their talents in writing, storytelling, and poetry. So our aim was to bring everybody together and have them express themselves, and also to show appreciation to our ancestors and our people who have passed and gone, and to celebrate our Black history. We will have poems, and we will also have the St. Thomas's Primary School. They will be offering numerous items. We will also have Ras Bingi from NCDF. He will be offering an item on the drums. Our poets would include Earl Panko Morton, Hansel Manners, of course, Mr. Chesley Manners, and other poets in the community. We're inviting everybody to come out and show support, and also to buy the refreshments and enjoy the evening.
The event, which is slated to commence at 6 p.m., will take place on Saturday, February 23rd at the St. Thomas's Old School. The admission is $5, and the proceeds will go toward the hosting of the St. Thomas's Parish Festival 2019. Coming up,
and the federal government has provided resources to the Nevis Island Administration consistent with the damage that was identified by our technical team here in Nevis.
The details after this break. Welcome back. A roof repair program supported by the Hurricane Relief Fund will soon be expanded to Nevis. The hurricane relief assistance will be offered to families whose homes were damaged by Hurricane Irma and Maria in 2017. That is according to Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, who is also Minister in the National Unity Government.
The federal government has provided resources to the Nevis Island Administration consistent with the damage that was identified by our technical team here in Nevis. We know it is to us and for us to determine how that is to be dealt with here on the island of Nevis. And the Honorable Eric Evelyn has been charged by the Cabinet through social services to look at that, to seek to determine who the persons were who reported damage from the hurricane, and to seek to determine further who of those persons continues to be in any position of loss. And we're looking to those people throughout the constituencies and the communities in order to assist with the roof repair program.
Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley. The Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall, their Royal Highnesses Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles, are scheduled to pay a royal visit to St. Kitts and Nevis on Thursday, March 21st. While in St. Kitts and Nevis, the Prince and the Duchess will undertake a program that will demonstrate the country's commitment to heritage restoration, the environment and local culture. The Prince of Wales will also have the chance to return to the Brimstone Hill Fortress, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that he last visited in 1973. The Prince will learn more about the history of the fortress, the restoration work that has been undertaken there, and attend a showcase of local culture, dance, and music. Their Royal Highnesses will also attend receptions on both Nevis and St. Kitts for members of the community, which will feature local music and culture. The trip comes as part of their Royal Highnesses' visit to 6 countries and 1 overseas territory, including the first official visit by a member of the royal family to Cuba to highlight the growing bilateral relationship with the United Kingdom and showcase some of the cultural links between the 2 countries. The royal tour will begin on March 17th in St. Lucia, then move on to Barbados on March 19th, followed by St. Vincent and the Grenadines on March 20th and Grenada on March 23rd to celebrate the monarchy's relationship with these Commonwealth realms. On March 24th, the Royal Highnesses will visit Cuba, and the tour will culminate on March 27th in the Cayman Islands to celebrate its place within the British family. This will be the Duchess of Cornwall's first visit to St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada and the Cayman Islands. It will be the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall's first visit to Cuba. The Nevis Historical and Conservation Society NHCS is inviting the general public to its premier event as it wraps up activities for History and Heritage Month. The theme for the month-long observance in February is African Survivals in St. Kitts and Nevis. In light of this, the NHCS will host Evening with the Arts, African Edition, from 7 to 9:30 p.m. on Saturday, February 23rd on the grounds of Hamilton House.
And this year the event is focusing on Africa and the influence Africa has had on St. Kitts and Nevis. It will be very exciting because Africans from the motherland who were born in motherland will be depicting their foods and their dances. And we will also have Nevisian groups depicting dances to compare what may have been influenced by Africa. And you will realize that 500 years is just like an afternoon. A lot of things have been carried on for years, and I don't think they are going to die out. And it shows how strong Black civilization is, how strong our traditions are, and how strong they have lived on. So you are all welcome to this event. The ticket is $50 EC. It may sound a little bit more than last year, but all this is a fundraiser, and money raised will go towards conservation and preservation of our heritage and history.
For more information, contact the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society at 469-5786. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.